Welcome, everybody. My name is Davy, and this is Gavin, and welcome to the Let's Be Real podcast. Today, we're going to be discussing how to deal with clients in difficult situations.
Yeah.
Now, before we get started, remember to follow us on Spotify, YouTube at Let's Be Real Podcast 24. And yeah, so let's get into it.
Yeah.
So, how to deal with, I want to start with clients.
Okay.
Just because I feel like, depending on the client, that can kind of determine the level of difficulty a situation can be.
Yeah.
Depending on the client. So, first of all, my first question for you is, have you ever dealt with a client that was difficult for you to work with? And if so, why? What happened?
You mean difficult as in we weren't getting along, or difficult as in just it was frustrating because things kept happening?
Getting along.
Okay.
Like,
getting along.
You know how you meet somebody and it's just like
You don't mesh.
Mm-hmm.
I've only dealt with one that way.
Okay.
And you kind of just have to, I don't know, what I had to tell myself is that you're trying to make friends in this business, but just like going through school, you're going to be in a class and working with someone that you don't necessarily like. But your job is to help them get their house or sell their house.
Right.
That's your job, That's just what you have to do. In school, you might be partnered with somebody who you don't like.
Right.
But you have to get a grade, right? Like, you have to work, they have to get a house.
Mm-hmm.
They have to. So I just had to tell myself, just get it over with. Can't be rude back, You're supposed to be a good person, I'm never rude to somebody for no reason. I don't like to be rude to people anyway. But yeah, you just have to take the good value out of it, the good out of that person, and just focus on that. And if you can't think of anything good, then you're still trying to help them, and that's a good thing to do. You're still trying to help them, even if they are rude to you in the way that they talk to you on the phone. They treat you like you're not a real human being. I feel like that happens pretty often, especially with your phone calls.
Oh yeah.
When they get frustrated with something, they kind of take it out on us. But that's our job, is to listen to them, and we're not the ones making these problems come up, whether it be an inspection or something like that.
Right.
We're just giving them the news. We're just telling that to them. So, I just dealt with it by saying it's my job to help them. So, just had to bunker down. Get it done.
I like your point on, it's our job. And honestly, a big part of real estate or just business in general is not taking things personal.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own way of dealing with certain situations and getting certain information, certain news, and a lot of times, as an agent, if you I never want to give somebody bad news, of course. Yeah. If I could give them great news all the time, that would be amazing.
That'd be the best life ever.
But unfortunately, that's just not how
not the nature of the business.
Yeah, it's just not how things are all the time. And so, understanding that, it's really made me, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm a sensitive person.
Yeah.
It's like also, I don't really like confrontation like that.
Yeah.
I don't like to confront people, and then whenever I am confronted, it's like I just don't like it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But like you said, man, this is our job, and when I first started, it was something, that confrontation or that frustration that people would kind of, give to me, whenever, like you said, like an inspection would come back bad, right? And so I'm letting them know, the different options, and it's just like, some people, at the first, their first thought is just, everything is crazy. Like how could we be in this deal? And this inspection is terrible. Like I want out. Like you know.
Yeah.
And it's just like you have to be calm and collect. You have to be calm and collect. Understand that it's not your fault.
Yeah.
It's not your fault that, you know, I mean, we have no control.
Yeah, like we didn't go down and eat the wood.
Yeah.
Once, you know?
You know, we didn't throw the termites under the house.
Yeah.
Or, you know, tell the contractor to not put down the floorboard where it was supposed to go, you know? So it's just, you know, being calm, understanding that, you know, this is our job and not taking things personal. And those are really the first two steps that I had to take to really get comfortable. And getting comfortable with expecting, like I expect it.
Yeah.
I expect the worst. Like just going in, whenever I have something bad to tell somebody.
Yeah.
I go in just expecting the worst. And just making sure that you have a response for what you feel like they may the worst could bring. For example, like I play chess, guys. I play chess, and in chess, you know, you want to try to anticipate someone's move, right? Now, you can't just anticipate their move. Okay, I don't want to get into a whole chess discussion, guys, but you want to anticipate, like if you put somebody in check, for all my chess heads out there, if you put somebody in check, there's only a certain amount of moves that they can make when you put them in check. Yeah. Because they have to get out of check now. So me going to someone with news that I know is going to be upsetting, it's kind of like my check, right? And I'm just thinking, okay, they could either say this, say that, or say this. And I have different, like, dialogues for how I'm going to treat these three different situations. Or however I feel like they're going to respond. And so, and then I also have a solution to these three different things as well. Yeah. So, when I first started, I would kind of just, when I got the information, because I knew it was my duty to tell them, I would kind of just go ahead and call them and just say, hey, this is what I found out. So-and-so, the inspection went bad, or our offer got rejected, or, whatever it may be. But, and then not have a plan.
Yeah, you just had to wing it.
Yeah. So it's just like I'm letting them know, but I didn't have any solutions to the problem, and so it's like when you have no solution and you're bringing a problem, and you're the agent, you're the one that's supposed to be able to fix these problems.
Yeah, you're the fixer.
Yeah, you can't just go to somebody and not have a solution for that. That is the number one thing you do not want to do.
Yeah, contract went bad. Don't really know what to do about it.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Not at all.
Right. Also, I will say, not every time you have to. Now you disclose all material information for sure.
Yeah.
But, one thing I try to do to avoid these situations is make sure I'm doing everything on my end as well. So that, because if I can fix the situation before I have to say anything, then of course I'm going to try to fix the situation first. And that, I mean, that's with anything. Like, for example, if you have, like, let's say the lender reaches out to you before they, that may not be a good example, because I mean, if a lender tells you something, then it's cooked. But the point that I'm trying to make is, like, if something happens, before you just go with the bad news, figure out a solution or try to fix it before, and go to them with, and explain to them also all that you have done. Don't just go with the bad news and just say, hey, this is it.
Yeah.
Make sure that like you're backing yourself up by showing, hey, I did this, I did that, but our offer, it got rejected, and I reached out to him. This actually happened to me. This happened to me this past weekend. But we put an offer in on a house, and the agent, we were waiting on a response from the agent, and the agent just never got back to me.
It's always a good time, isn't it?
She just, well, I'm not gonna say she never got back to me. She did get back to me.
Yeah.
But it's like, she got back to me and she said, hey, my clients, they are going to, they have to make a decision on whether they're going to accept our offer, Yeah. And we'll let you know something, once they get back with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was reaching out, I was like, okay, so have they made a decision yet?
Yeah.
Hey, like, are we gonna, are you gonna accept it, or what?
Yeah.
And it got to the point where, our offer actually expired.
Oh, wow.
And she said that, they just need more time to kind of, they need more time to, to make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, okay, all right, please, just let us know something. Usually, you get a counter, you get like you hear something, but in this particular situation, we didn't hear back. And so I'm explaining to my client, I'm just waiting on a response. And the next thing you know, she sends me a text at like 9 p.m.
Client or
the agent?
Agent, okay.
She sends me a text at like 9 p.m. and she just says, yeah, we actually we got another offer, and so they're gonna accept that one. So I'll send you the offer rejection form. And it's, Yeah. And so I don't know. I was not very happy. I believed that our offer was a good offer.
Mm-hmm.
I believed it was a great offer. My clients, they loved the house.
Yeah.
And I just felt like we should have gotten a response way before we actually did. It got to the point where our offer actually expired. And I'm yapping, guys, but I'm saying that to say, I did everything on my part to get a response from the agent, and I didn't, that's just in my opinion, I just feel like that is just not the best way to handle business. Mm-hmm. A bidding war could have started. I mean, I feel like she could have potentially got her clients a better deal at the end of the day, but this house was like pretty much my client's house, like their dream house
to a T. Yeah.
Like this, it checked off all the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they weren't even able to give another try.
Yeah.
I don't know. They were not happy. My clients were not happy when I had to tell them that, and so, but when I spoke with my clients, I let them know everything that I did.
Yeah.
I showed them, I said, hey, I reached out. I tried to, even when she sent me that they weren't gonna, accept the offer, I called. I said, hey, like, we were waiting to hear from you, the entire weekend, and I hear something Sunday night at 9 p.m. that that is I don't know, and so I tried to get her to give us another chance, give us another shot, like, hey, but it was just kind of a done deal at that point. And so I explained this to my clients, and I mean, I knew that they weren't going to be happy about it, but I just assured them that other homes will be on the market, and I'll do my best to find another house for them that they will like. And we're gonna, if you miss out on one opportunity, there's always a better one out there.
That's true.
So yeah. After all that is just my situation with dealing with clients. And it's not, I'm not gonna say that I have bad experience with a lot of my clients. Some clients are amazing to work with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always good. And sometimes situations are always amazing, like things just line up. But unfortunately, that's just not the case all the time. And making sure that you are prepared for any situation is very important in the business.
That is very important. Yeah,
man.
Yeah, just being prepared. Being ready, being well versed on how you're going to handle these situations, especially doing run-throughs. I love doing run-throughs, especially when I'm just like planning. I know what kind of phone call I'm going to need to make. I know what kind of meeting I'm going to have to do. Kind of just run through it in my head, or I'll do it with a friend or a family member. They're like, "Hey, sit down, let's go through this. Give me a bunch of different scenarios on how they could answer. Let me see how I'm going to respond." Just so that you don't have to wing everything that you do.
Right.
Because a lot of this is winging it. A lot of this you just have to go off of your skills. You have to go off your skill set, where you are. But it is good when you can actually work on something and make sure that you know what you're going to do and know how you're going to respond. I really like that, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and some agents, you don't know if that agent was just having a weird time where maybe they normally would answer the offer, or maybe the agents are people. Sometimes, they aren't on top of their game all the time. I would say I'm not always on top of my game, so it wasn't really fair, I would say, to do that.
But I was very upset. I was very upset, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, man, I like you said, I don't know what was going on. It could have been anything, and it could have just been
nothing.
It could have just been maybe her clients just they just I don't know. Maybe they weren't getting back to her. I don't know. Yeah. But the point is, like we were saying, you can't take anything personal, guys. Mm-hmm. Business is business, and there's always another opportunity out there. There's always another, and there's always a solution. So it's just a matter of finding it. Mm-hmm. And you take all these situations and you just try to learn as much as you can from them, and make sure that these things don't happen again.
Exactly. Yeah, and you can always learn from everything. I would imagine you learned some from that.
For sure. And
every time that I have to have a interesting interaction with, whether it be an agent or a client, just learn from it. Kind of, you take what you need to from it so that you can apply it next time. Nothing's ever really wasted,
Right.
But yeah, no, I agree. I really like all those points you made. I agree.
Let us know if you guys are dealing with any difficult situations.
Yeah.
In the comments. We all deal with them, but just remember, try to take our advice, and if you have advice, let us know. We're also new, up and coming realtors. Yet to be millionaires.
You're right.
But let us know any other takes that you guys might have. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. Let us know if you like the advice that we gave, and be sure to subscribe to our Spotify and our YouTube channel down below. The links will be in the description for both.
Yep.
Just make sure to keep it real.
Yeah, be real, guys. Always keep it real. We will see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one.